Yeah, that's right. You're tuning in to the More For Me and You podcast. That's real interviews, real movie reviews, real people, real journeys. If you real, lock in. I've been working all night, early in the morning. If you hustle high, hustle, you can never waste a moment. That's more for me and you. 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 Let's go.
Welcome back to the More For Me and You podcast. My name is Brian, and this episode is brought to you by the free streaming service MoMeToo. Download MoMeToo for free on your Roku, Fire TV, Smart TV, Apple, or Android device. And today we have an amazing guest, a phenomenal guest, Sarah Clingenpeel. She is the VP of Marketing over at Terror Films. And if you don't know Terror Films is the home of the Hell House LLC franchise, The Taking of Deborah Logan, and a film that we're going to talk about later in the episode, a documentary on Pet Sematary. That's right, the classic Pet Sematary. Welcome, Sarah. Welcome to the podcast.
Thanks for having me.
What an intro, right?
I know.
Whew.
Crazy.
Gets the blood going. Gets it flowing. But no, thank you so much for coming on. We've been talking for a little bit. We have some Terror Films movies on MoMeToo, and our fan base loves your guys' content. So it just makes
all of them. You have all of them.
Oh, we have everything but your new releases. Everything
Okay.
but like your brand new, which just like stuff that
Right.
just came out. But obviously, we're not going to get that right away.
Takes time.
Yeah, but we have so many Terror Films movies on our platform, and our user base just loves it. Like, it's literally been some of our top watch stuff since we brought it on the platform.
That's awesome.
And it makes it easy because a lot of the people, like, especially within the Horror Talk community on TikTok and fans of ours that are on Instagram and on Facebook, it's easy to market that stuff because they're just so attracted to it.
Yeah.
Which is just awesome. So this has been a long time coming. I've talked to you. I've talked about obviously with Joe and trying to get you guys on. It just makes more sense because Joe's not here.
Yeah.
Joe's on the East Coast. So sorry, Joe.
Sorry.
We got the better half over here in the West Coast coming on the show. So
The best coast.
the best coast. I like that. I almost wore my Dodger hat today too because we're in
Yeah.
the middle of the playoffs.
Yeah, iconic.
Yeah, I think so. As this episode airs, we're going to be. Hopefully the season or the series will be over with the Brewers, but we're only 2 games in, so
We'll see.
Dodgers are up 2-0. I'm not sure if you're a big baseball person, but
I do love the Dodgers. Yeah.
we do have a Phillies fan over here, so sorry, my boy. Sorry, my boy. Hopefully the Eagles will stop losing and you can have a better season over there too. My family's all from South Jersey, so
Okay.
like my mom's side of the family, so they're all Philly fans, so we talk a lot of sports together.
Look, I'm a Saints fan, so yeah, I know. Rough.
Yeah, you're from the L lowercase a.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not fun right now. I'll tell you that. We've won 1 game.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't help that you don't have a quarterback.
Yeah.
I mean, your best quarterback is literally like your offensive weapon in the red zone is really Taysom Hill.
Yeah.
Because Rattler is just not great. And because your starting quarterback is hurt.
Yes.
Yeah. So.
Yes, correct.
And if you're tuning in for the first time, this is not a sports podcast, I promise. We're here to talk about movies. But more importantly, we're here to talk about Sarah. And the first thing we'd like to do on this episode is just to talk with our guest and just get to know them, get to know their background, because everyone's going to know you for who you are today. Not just Sarah, but Scara on Instagram, which I love their handle. It's so much fun.
It was a joke that stayed permanently.
Where did that come from?
There is a guy, I wish I knew his handle, but there is a guy he's a creator, and here are nicknames for every name. And each video is a different like he says the name and then says, these are all the things you can call your friend Sarah. And everyone sent me the one that was Sarah, and Scara was very often, especially because my handle is Spooky Sarah Skeletons. Everyone's always like, okay, you're Scara now.
And I always sing the song every time I see your handle come up. Yeah. I'm not going to sing it now. Sorry, everyone. But let's go back in time a little bit to just you growing up.
Mm-hmm.
You're from the L lowercase a.
Yeah.
Right? So from Louisiana.
Yeah.
How was growing up there?
I'm from New Orleans, and I loved growing up there. My mom's entire family lives down there. And I was kind of younger. I had all my cousins. It's the South, family does everything together. And we were only there for until I was 7. And then we moved to St. Louis, Missouri for my dad's job. We're there for a few years. And then my dad and I moved back when my parents divorced because my dad has a love affair with New Orleans. He's a folk musician. And I wanted to go to school. There's a school down there called NOCA. It's the New Orleans Center for Creative Arts. And it's basically the Interlochen of the South. And it's, my parents both were kind of like, okay, if you get in, you can audition. And if you get in, you can move back. And your family can help take care of you and help support you. And that's exactly what happened. I had grandparents and aunts and uncles taking me to rehearsals and school all the time and things like that. So that's where I started my professional education.
There you go.
Yeah.
So Missouri ended up being misery for your dad.
Kind of, yeah. I have some great friends still from there, but the Midwest is just not a place for us. My little brother spent most of his life there, so he really loves it, and he still lives there, and I love that for him. But yeah, it just wasn't the right spot for me and my dad.
Yeah. And by the way, I apologize for any dad jokes that sneak in here. I'm very good for them.
It's fine.
They happen. They just naturally, and some of them are not funny, but they just, Craig knows.
It's totally fine.
Yeah. They just come around.
I'm a daddy's girl, so it's totally fine.
Okay.
I get
Perfect.
it.
Right at home. Right at home. So you went to NOCA.
Yeah.
And what did you go to NOCA for?
So I went to NOCA for musical theater.
Okay.
Because at the time I wanted to do, it was mainly music that I wanted to do, but I didn't really play an instrument. And I just loved doing musicals as after school activities. And then it was my 2 years at NOCA. I did my junior and senior year of high school there. And it was my 2 years there that made me go, okay, I really do enjoy singing and dancing and acting, but I really want to focus on acting.
Yeah.
Because I love the other two, but more as hobbies. And I feel like my acting classes were the ones where I was really challenged, felt like I didn't know anything and really wanted to expand that. And so that's why I went to college for acting.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Where did you go to school?
I went to AMDA, right here in Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's a big change.
Yeah. Yeah.
You go from little A to big A.
Yeah.
Move all the way to LA for acting.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Crazy.
That's a huge change. No family.
We have some great, we have Anthony Mackie is a NOCA alum, Trombone Shorty, John Batiste, Grammy winner, iconic, lot of really awesome, the Marsalis brothers.
Wow.
NOCA hosts a lot of really, really cool people. But yeah, Anthony Mackie's our most famous acting grad. And he did the straight drama program.
Very cool. I'm not familiar with NOCA, but thank you for chiming in. I need to get Craig on microphone. We're going to do that one day. I know he's got his own thing. It's not connected. It is what it is.
I'm so glad you brought it up. I should have brought it up. What was I thinking?
Just over here producing.
Oh man. Okay, so get into acting. You're going to here to school. Where did kind of the like horror stuff come into play? Like, was that later down the road, or is that like right, or was it even earlier? Like, you kind of grew up in a musical family. Did you grow up with horror kind of too, or like,
so
how does that come to play?
Yes, basically, you kind of don't grow up in New Orleans without horror being a part of your everyday life. My parents are not big horror fans, but when you're in the French Quarter, you're passing the Boutique du Vampire, and the whole city is just completely seeped in all of this lore. And my mom's a huge Anne Rice fan, so those were big in my extended family. All the women in my family really love Anne Rice, so it was always just kind of there. And then I also have I have 2 older siblings that are significantly older than me. And so when they left the house, they left behind all of their old horror VHSs. And so I got into those when I reached a certain age, and that's kind of where the obsession.
So that's kind of the origin story of that.
Yeah.
What were kind of those films that you grew up on?
The original Halloween, which is still my favorite.
Yeah. Which we have on Momi too. Yeah. We do have it there.
For free. Yeah, the original Halloween, Blair Witch Project, and Night of the Living Dead, which I'm so happy I saw early on because it's just so iconic. And Halloween 2, which I am a defender of. A lot of people don't like it. I love it.
To each their own.
And maybe it's because I was so young and I was just like, give me more Halloween. And we had Halloween H2O as well, which I also love. But none of the others, just those three.
Just those three. That's it.
Just those three.
Look, there's a lot of comparisons to even like people that are Rocky fans. Like what
Yeah.
what order do you put the Rockies in? And like there's people that are fans of ones that are just like, what? How could you be a fan of that one? It's like it leads to conversation at least, so that's good.
Yeah.
But a defender of number 2.
Yeah.
That's a strong place to stand on there.
Yeah. There's something about the hospital setting that's really terrifying.
Do you like The Ward? Have you seen that?
I have not.
You have not seen The Ward. Okay.
No. Is it on?
It is on
Momi
Momi too, but it takes place another John Carpenter film
Yes.
that takes place in a hospital too, like
Okay.
psychiatric ward, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
I love films
maybe
like
one
that.
that you want to check out if you're kind of into that.
Yeah.
Kind of the love of the medical side of things getting involved. Very cool. That's such a cool origin story. So when you came out to LA, did you get into acting in horror too, or like what were kind of your focus there?
Yeah, not at first. I went to AMDA. I did the 4-year program in 3 years, and because that's just kind of how they work. And I met a lot of people. A lot of people are always like, there's the whole the scamda controversy because for a while they didn't have a 4-year program, and I don't know all the details, but something I really loved about my education at AMDA is that all of our teachers were incredibly supportive about do your own thing. Don't sit around and wait to be cast. Write it yourself. Do it yourself.
Yeah.
No one's going to lay the rug out for you. And I really, really, I mean, clearly, if you look at where I am now, I've really taken that to heart and just made it a part of who I am. And so I think that naturally led to the horror space because that's how indie horror gets made. Someone goes, well, I'm just going to do it. I'm not going to sit around waiting. So.
Yeah. And I mean, you obviously know I founded a film festival for college students, but we have multiple virtual kind of like educational panels. And when we do talk about it, it's like, hey, just get out and make your film.
Yeah.
You have to do it yourself. And some of the more, I would say, successful or even talented filmmakers that we've had come through are ones that have just grabbed the bull by the horns. Like one that just won Best Picture, and Al Chang, he, this past year, he's made like, I think like 6 or 7 short films over the last 2 years. I mean, he just shoots them. He just goes and just does them. And he's just like, I don't need a budget. Just got to go out and just hone my craft. And he's doing like, he did a drama, then he did a horror, then he did a comedy. And like, he just keeps going around. He's like, next I'm going to do like a horror comedy and like just kind of mix it around and see how he can blend genres and really find what he wants to do for when he gets to that feature kind of spot. And then the other student that won the producer's pick, Gabriel Lopez, who we've had Gabe and Al both on the podcast. So we've talked to them, kind of get to know their stories. And both went to film schools on opposite ends of the country. So it's just kind of fun to hear their stories. But Gabe, you know, he not only made a great short film, but he was like, I'm already developing into a feature.
Yeah.
He already had like ideas for a script and ideas like how he would do it. And he was already like down the road through this process to where when this award opportunity came up, which he didn't even know about until our festival came about for him, he was ready to rock. And now his short film is being developed into a feature film.
That's awesome.
From the festival. It's getting funded by Insurgents Films.
Cool.
And so that film is actually it's going to go into production in January.
That's so cool.
And then we're going to premiere it at next year's festival and then all that fun stuff. So again, just more stories about how, yes, you just need to go out and do it. I mean, James Cullen Bressick's another great director that's made, I think, gosh, he made like 20 or 30 films. I mean, his catalog was deep.
Yeah, over 20.
It was insane. He's just been making films since he was 18. And he just,
Yeah,
I'm just going to go
crazy.
and write the story, make it. I don't care how bad it is or how good it is.
Yeah.
And now, like 20 years later, or 15 years later, however old he is now, it's like he's just directed a film with Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Wow.
He made a found footage film called The Workout that's like big right now, and it's like super low budget, and it's like killing it.
Sick.
So just go out and do it.
Yeah.
Such great advice.
Yeah.
So if you're listening to this, like as a film student or even just a filmmaker, just go and do it. 100%.
Definitely. That's my biggest advice.
What were things that you did early on in your career? Like you remember, like kind of fun memories of like your first or like early career or early days of acting?
Oh, I did. So I used to do, and admittedly, this is like, it's nothing on film, but one of my first jobs out of college was doing fairy parties for
Okay.
little kids.
Yeah.
And as
I've been to a bunch of them. So
Yeah.
I have a 3-year-old, so I've been to my fair share. I've seen Elsa way too many times lately.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
yeah, definitely. But that's where I didn't work that job for very long, but that's where I learned how to really stay in a character and like working with kids is so different because they will quiz you.
Oh yeah.
They like you need to know where your fairy grew up, where your fairy's powers come from, and then there was singing involved too, so I got to play with that. But I met some of my best friends doing that, and the friend who would eventually get me into cosplay, and who also is now in a film that we've got going on the film festival circuit right now, because you can pretty much trace back everyone I work with back to something like that.
Yeah.
To something like,
So cool.
yeah.
What's the film that's in the circuit?
So I wrote and produced a film called Dry Spell. We have been to a couple festivals. We already did Cabin in the Woods and Cinema Scares in Shelbyville. And we are about to be showing virtually at the Micho Film Festival,
Very nice.
which is really exciting.
Your show's great.
Yeah,
We
they're awesome.
had Byron Manuel on a
Oh,
few
cool.
episodes. Who
Yeah.
did Swoon.
Yeah.
We have Swoon on Momi too. So if you haven't seen that, you need to check it out.
We're not even halfway, and I have like a list.
Yeah, right.
I have
It's
like a watch
insane.
list
We have
that
over 10,000 movies, but like no, he won best picture or best screenplay or whatever it was for
Sick.
U.S. feature at
Awesome.
Micho.
Yeah, that's so cool. I've heard the name for sure. Yeah, we're very excited about that. Our director, Taylor Gates, is an alum. Her short film had been at Micho a few years ago. So we're very excited that she specifically gets to go back.
And I'm guessing it's a horror short.
Yeah, it's actually a found footage feature.
Ooh, it's a feature.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
a
wow.
horror film about a few recovering addicts who go on a sober retreat in the middle of the desert,
Ooh,
and creepy things start happening.
sounds about right.
Yeah.
That's about right.
Yeah, when you go to the middle of the desert.
Getting that itch from being sober or trying to
Yeah.
get sober. Yeah, that's
Yeah.
that's gonna be a fun one.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see that.
Yeah.
Is Tara gonna get that one or?
Not right now, no.
Not yet, okay.
We're working the festival circuit, and we'll see what shakes.
Cool.
Yeah.
What are there going to be any other outside of Micho's virtual? Are there any other like plans for festivals that you'd like to get into?
Yeah, we did get a few rejections recently.
Happens.
Yeah, of course, and we're just happy that we have gotten any acceptances at all. And I do know that we are. I don't think I can announce it yet, but we're part of one that's not until June of 2026.
Okay.
So we're again waiting to announce that one because I'm not sure that they are ready to announce, but that one's, we have until then to keep kind of churning it out. A dream of mine would be Overlook, simply because it's in New Orleans. But of course, we'll see what happens.
Very cool.
And we are going to do an LA premiere of some sort that the director and I will just put up together.
Awesome.
Yeah.
So you got into content creation,
Mhm.
which is also just shows why I love your content on social media, because it just
Thank you.
makes so much sense now that you're like, yeah, I've been acting and doing all that. It's just, this is your world. You got into marketing
Mhm.
with Terror Films.
Yeah.
Can you tell us that story? Like, because I mean, you told me a little bit about it earlier, but
Yeah.
you didn't go to school for that, so it's obviously not something you plan to do.
No.
How did you get into that?
So, I got the job at Terror because I had been a PA on a film done by our sister company, Global Digital Releasing. Right now, we specialize in documentaries, but we've done a few dramas and comedies over the years. And our CEO, Joe Dane, was a producer on that film, and his husband, Vincent Sabella, was the director. And I just, you form relationships on sets. And luckily, a couple years later, when they were looking for an assistant at Terror Films, it was even smaller than it is now. They were essentially looking for an operations assistant. And Joe's husband recommended me. And so they called me in, and it was part-time and really chill and just a very run-of-the-mill assistant job. I was also nannying at the time, so I was just like, part-time is perfect. And then that was 2018. And then in 2020, I was also sort of doing a little bit of social media. Like, I would do a Twitter post here and there because they were kind of like, you know this better than we do. Like, can you just like do this a little bit on the side? And I was like, yeah, sure. And so there was a point during the pandemic, we were all working from home, and my boss was kind of like, hey, so you're really good at this. How would you like to be moved over? And like, we will create a specific position for this that is marketing with this focus in social media. And I was over the moon. I was so happy about that
Yes,
because
please.
it was way more interesting to me than operations. And so, yeah, that's kind of how I ended up there. And then back in 2023, the position became full-time. And that was when I took over PR as well. We were working with a wonderful PR company called October Coast. And I was friends with our pal Clint Morris over there. And so basically, they were dissolving, and my boss was kind of like, hey, why don't you get Clint to sort of show you the ropes a bit? And he did. And I just sort of have been learning on the job ever since.
So cool.
Yeah.
So cool. I mean, yeah, we did a joint press release together.
Yeah.
About when we did the partnership with Terror Films. Yeah, it's such a cool world to learn. Like I've, again, for myself, like I'm not a PR person. I wanted to minor in PR in college, but I never got to do it. I just didn't have enough bandwidth. I was a full-time, athlete and all that stuff. So I was just doing a minor was very difficult.
Yeah.
But that world is it's exciting.
Yeah.
Because you're not just like representing yourself, you're representing like everything that's going on in that press release.
Yeah.
And trying to find the best way possible to make sure that like it is represented. And I'm learning on the fly too.
Yeah.
So it's fun to see how other people do like PR for their firms, and how even some are like very hands-on to the point of like where you have to submit multiple revisions of it just to get it out. And like for us, we're like, no, just throw it out there. Like, we're good. This is one copy. Sounds good. Run it through ChatGPT just to double check, make sure it's
like everything's spelled correct. Like,
yeah, exactly.
That's all it, as long as you're happy with it. And we've done a few times, filmmakers will send it back to us and we'll do revisions, and that's totally fine. That's the point. Like, I don't know your movie better than you do. So
True.
It's typically better if they come back and give me some notes. So.
Yeah. And sometimes we'll put like an actor in the wrong place in the order of like importance or whatever. Yeah. Like, oh no, this person needs to be second, because if they're not second, then they're gonna be really upset when they see this. And so I guess getting out of the business stuff, because we can talk about business stuff all the time. That's just gonna bore people. You did cosplay.
Yeah.
I want to touch on that a little bit, because I think cosplay is so much fun. Just like, especially like Comic-Con and like all the different cons that go on. What was your favorite, like, that you've dressed up as? Like, what is your favorite cause?
Oh my gosh.
I don't know if I can call it a cause, but that's just
a cosplay.
A cause. Give it a short and a cause. Short it up.
Funny enough, and I think one of the reasons this is my favorite is because the sort of two fandoms I'm always straddling are horror and Disney.
Yeah.
And so I think my favorite cosplay I've ever done is Constance Hatchaway. She's the murderous bride from the Haunted Mansion ride at Disneyland. Because there's a horror aspect to it. I have parts of the costume that I will bring out that are like covered in fake blood to make it a little more horrific. But if I'm maybe a D23 or a specific Disney
You can tone it down a
situation,
little bit.
yeah, you can put that away. Oh, we won't bring the blood today.
Like, I'm gonna see a few more kids today.
Yeah. And I think because the Haunted Mansion is my favorite ride, which makes a lot of sense now that I think about it. It's the spooky one, and I've always just really wanted to see more expansion on those characters. I also, when I cosplay her, I am wearing the dress my mother married my father in 1992.
Wow.
Yeah, my
That's a nice
parents are
touch.
divorced, so my mom was just like,
You can have it.
yeah, I don't need it. I don't want it. And it's I had to definitely adjust it. And I am not one of the cosplayers that sews everything I do. But I know how to tweak here and there. And so I just kind of love that you can do whatever you want with it. And so the main part of it is the dress, but I've added things and sometimes the makeup leans more dead zombie. Sometimes it's more natural.
That's so much fun.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. So I think that's my
How
favorite.
long do you take like getting ready? Because I know that's like sometimes it's for people it's like half a day. Like it's sometimes when I
Yeah,
get
it's
ready.
crazy.
Like they wake up at like 3 a.m. to start
Yeah,
getting after it.
it depends. It depends. She is definitely a more difficult one. Anything where I have to wear a wig, I really hate wigs. I hate them. But sometimes if you want to do something, you have to do it.
Yeah, got to go all in.
Yeah, especially now that I have red hair now. It's like just so. When I was a brunette, it was so much easier because like I cosplayed Belle and think like other characters that were very easy to do that with. Now it's like okay, there's like one character I don't
Can
need a
only
wig
be
for.
Ariel so many times.
Exactly.
I'm not wearing a fin today.
Exactly. So yeah, anything with a wig is just I have a big head as well. So wigs like hurt unless they're really nice, they like hurt my head. And so those are the mornings where I am the most frustrated or like an intense makeup look that I can do makeup just run of the mill, but anything that requires something a little more drastic that'll take time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite cosplay that I saw this year,
Mm-hmm.
and this was on social media. I didn't see it in person because we had our film festival and I was not at Comic-Con. But someone dressed up as a lightsaber. Did you see that guy?
No, but
Did you
that
see him,
sounds like
Craig?
Comic-Con.
You got to look it up. It is so good. It's the guy literally made this whole outfit, but it's as a lightsaber, and like the thing even like goes up,
Does he have to walk like this?
and he's in a suit. It is unreal.
That's
Like it's got to be so uncomfortable, but it was the coolest cosplay I've ever seen. And I think it changed colors too.
That's sick.
It was really cool to see.
Yeah.
And like everyone, like you see all the video, there were so many reaction videos on TikTok, like just that week of like, there he is.
Iconic.
How cool is that? We'll make sure. Does that have the multiple colors too?
That's
Because you can, I think it's
insane.
just clear.
Okay.
And then he changes the colors from the inside.
That's so cool.
Because I'm sure it's just all LED lighting.
Yeah,
But-
yeah.
And then I think it comes down too.
Oh, it like retracts.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Because I think it's one of those, I think it's inflatable.
Oh, okay.
So it slowly
Okay.
goes up. But it's just, I don't know, just fun.
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's so much
what a
fun.
unique idea.
Yeah.
So there's some people out there which just create the cosplay game out there is insane.
Yeah. Oh,
The,
yeah.
The cos game. The cos game.
The cos game.
I'm changing it up and calling it my own name here.
Yeah.
What's your cause this time? So stupid. See, there's the dad joke again. Jumping back a little bit to the business talk, but I think this is more kind of the creativity side of things because you get to market low budget films.
Yeah.
Is a very big challenge.
Mm-hmm.
especially because, most of the films that you and I both represent, these films are like, I mean, they're struggling to just have a budget to make the film in the first place. So they don't have any money to market it. How do you do that? Like, how do you handle marketing low budget films? Because your creativity side has to kick in.
Yeah. So more recently, I sort of became the face of our TikTok, and
Which I've loved, by the way.
Thanks.
Like, you're doing a great job. You're crushing it.
Thank you. I just noticed that we were getting more traction on things because people like to see a face and connect with someone, which that's a big part of it. I think when people see that I'm behind it, they're a lot more likely to go, oh, this is a person. This isn't a PR entity. And therefore, and that's how we feel about our filmmakers. We work one-on-one with them. There's no middleman. It's just us and them. And so, I take suggestions from them all the time, very open with that. But they're definitely very, like, knowing that there's a person behind that is really important. When I send out emails for press releases, same thing with our press contacts, with outlets. I'm always just kind of like, it's a lot. These people get a lot of emails. So how do I make it so that they know that this is a person who worked really hard on this and is sending this out because this person believes in this film? And so a lot of that is just watching the films. I have not seen every single film we have, but I try really hard to watch them when they come in.
Yeah. At least watch like the trailer, like at least.
At the very least.
Very minimum you have to, but
yeah.
Yeah.
Or even like do a skim of it.
Yep.
If I don't have as much time, do a skim to kind of see what other stills I can grab, what other scenes in it are going to be interesting and eye-catching, and just familiarize myself with all of the materials that the filmmaker has sent us. Because it is hard. But something I also always tell myself is that there is a fan out there for every film, even if it's not the Hell House LLCs or Taking of Deborah Logan, where we've got so many people coming back telling us why they love it. And I've seen people have issues with those as well. but there's always going to be someone, and you just have to find them. So it's almost kind of like, it's like a treasure hunt. You have to see what works and kind of throw things at the wall, which I'm happy to do.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why we started this podcast too. I would say about a third of the people that have been on this podcast so far have been filmmakers, and usually ones that we've actually represented, like some of their films or in a certain way. And part of it's just like, hey, I want you to tell your story. I want people to know who you are for you, because if they just see your film and like it or not like it, that's only one level. You're going to be making multiple films. Like, you want people to fall in love with you as a filmmaker.
Exactly.
So I try to, even when we bring on films, I try to get people onto podcasts and try, like, not just here, but also like other podcasts, and try to like get your face out there. Like, even with, I mentioned Gabriel with his film, Best Kept Shut. It's turned into a feature, and I'm like, hey, you and I are going to sit down and talk about your marketing strategy before you're even shooting it.
Yeah.
Because you need to get ahead of the game. You need to get some behind the scenes content.
Yes, you also you need to know what to get on set.
Yes.
As well.
Like I told him, have you seen Avatar?
Yeah.
Okay, so every time at the end of a day, they have to do their log, right? Video log. I'm like, hey, get your actors to do a quick little 3 to 5 minute video log about what happened today.
Yeah.
You're not going to use all the content.
Yeah.
But you're going to get something. You're going to be edit something for social media that's going to be kind of a behind the scenes look like that. Like, you got to do stuff like that's just different, unique, and plan ahead, so that you're not getting to the point where you no longer have access to your actors,
right?
You no longer have access to your crew that can do, like, just behind the scenes stuff while everyone's on set, and have that built into your contract when you get those people signed up to do the work too. But like, you can't do that once the film's done. Like, they're on to the next project. They're on to the next one. They're busy. Like, they don't have a lot of time. And some actors will, hey, I got a free day today. I can go do a promo for you real quick. Like, if they're cool. But a lot of people are like, hey, I'm going to need a little bit more money to do things. Like, well, I don't have a budget. Don't have a budget. I already spent it, right?
Exactly.
I've already paid you for your work. So get it while you can. It's very difficult marketing a low budget film. and we do our best, even at Momi too. And we even try to do stuff even with your films. Like, so you're doing it, we're double dipping on the backside, trying to push it on top of it, and even like tagging the filmmakers that were like involved in making it, tagging the actors. Like we did with Josh Levesque's episode, we did Glowsies.
Yeah.
It was so much fun, just the
good one.
gooey, sticky movie. I love that film. But I've had conversations with Kevin.
Yeah.
He's very active on social media, so
Yes.
it's been fun to just talk to some of the actors and like get them to help promote the film. They're like, "Hey, I'm happy to promote it again. Like, I want people to see it. It's so much fun to do." And like,
most of them will share if you tag them, which is why we have so many filmmakers that when they deliver to us, they skip the social media handles. And I'm like, I don't think you understand this could
so important.
Make or break someone looking at your film. And sometimes they just don't have. Sometimes it's a very small cast and no one in the cast has social media. That's fair. But some of them, I'm just like, I searched myself and I found everyone on Instagram.
Same.
So it can make or break a situation. And the filmmakers who do their own social media on top of mine, their films, I do think
they perform better because people
yeah.
see them. It's all about awareness and discoverability.
Exactly.
And it could be that one actor that shares it to their friend, their fan base that, or even just followers that. Then that person shares it on their page, who happens to just be massive, and all of a sudden they're blowing up. Like I think I've told this story on the podcast before. Craig, correct me if I'm wrong. About my friend Kelsey, who is a creator, a food blogger. Okay, so Kelsey Preciado, she's a food blogger. She goes by Little Bits of. Incredible story because she was just like a smaller creator, kind of having fun with just making food, but like. She wasn't doing it to like get famous. She was just doing it to have fun. And I mean, it was just like the content creation was for friends and family. Like it was really small at the time, right? But she just happened to stumble upon a recipe that she happened to share that got shared to someone else who was super famous. After that person reposted it. It ended up like catching Glamour Magazine's eye. Glamour Magazine did a full page spread on her recipe.
So cool.
She ended up on the Dr. Oz show. Now she's a full-time content creator.
That's awesome.
She's got like almost 200,000 followers on Instagram, and she's got an ebook. She's got like all these different, like she has her own physical book, like physical recipe book, and all this stuff. It's like incredible what she's been able to do.
Yeah. And
it all stemmed from just one share, one post.
Yeah.
You never know what it's going to do. So, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah.
It's very difficult being a independent filmmaker. It's very difficult marketing small films, but so important that you have to try every single avenue to make it make sense and make it work.
Definitely.
You never know what's going to take off. Terror Films, 10 years.
10 years.
You guys just hit your 10-year anniversary.
Yeah.
Like literally, like right now.
I think this week, yeah.
This month, this week, like it is happening.
It's happening.
You guys just released 5 new films, I believe. With this kind of new release,
yes.
or kind of celebration, obviously the Hell House number 5.
Yeah.
Which is not a found footage film.
Correct.
A little bit against
narrative.
the grain there.
Yeah.
So
and it is.
There. And we don't have to get into that because that's
it's a whole discussion for
a whole
another
discussion
day.
for a whole nother podcast. But how exciting.
Yeah. So exciting.
You've been part of it for about 7 years?
Yeah.
10 years as Terror Films. Help build this company up from being just an assistant to now VP of marketing. There's got to be some good stories.
Yeah.
What were your kind of favorite moments of building this up? I mean, you've been part of 70% of this build up to 10 years. It's pretty incredible. Not a lot of people can say that because a lot of people move from job to job to job to job. So
yeah.
What's been kind of your favorite moment or moments being with Terror?
I have a moment that really stands out to me, but before I get to that, a very small moment, it just kind of shows how when people believe in you, you end up doing great things because my coworker, Nicholas Lanier, who is no longer with the company, but he helped start the company. He's a very integral part of why we are where we are.
Yeah.
He was the first person to tell me we would, whenever we would work in the office together, we would throw on our films in the background so we could watch them and get an idea for them and
Yeah, I do it all the time.
generate
Yeah.
some revenue. And I just remember very specifically this one day that he and I were working quietly while this film was playing in the background. And he said, and he looked at the TV and he looked at me and he was like, you can do that. Like you could literally take an iPhone and go do that, what this person did. And that literally that comment, you can draw a straight line from that comment all the way through to our finished found footage film Dry Spell.
Wow.
Because that was the first time, other than maybe college professors who said you should do it yourself, that someone was like, no, you can do this. Like, go out and do it now.
Yeah. And it's different when a professor is telling you because they're paid to tell you to believe in yourself. And you get someone actually in real world to say that. That's incredible.
Yeah. So without, and I think I was still operations at that point. So without that comment from Nick, I would not have gone on to start writing the script and getting advice and getting notes and hiring our director, Taylor, who is now my best friend.
Cool.
And now I have a bunch of other people that I will, anytime I have jobs for them, I will give it to them. And that tiny comment led to all of this and where we are now, which is crazy. So big thank you to Nick for that. And it was because that's not someone who would just randomly say that. That's someone who knows distribution, knows production, and was kind of like, like I want you to see that there's a relation here, that could be you, and that it's doable. It's doable right now. So that was really cool. One of my favorite memories from just my job in general, particularly in marketing, is when Hell House LLC Origins, the Carmichael Manor.
Yep.
Gosh, I'm winded from just saying it.
It's a long name.
It's a long name. That is the fourth film in the franchise.
Yeah.
And that one premiered at Telluride Horror Show in 2023. And I, last minute, like 2 weeks before this, Joe was kind of like, hey, our COO can't make it. Can you? And I was like, I'm free, but, and he was just kind of like, look, put it together, send me a bill. Like, let's figure this out because this is a big deal that it's premiering at this festival. Steven, the director, is going to be there. And I really would like us to have a presence. And at the time, we were also scouting for short films for our personal horror anthology, which we just released, Terror Tales Volume 1, Poetry and Death Volume 1. So he was like, go watch some short films, get some contacts, go to the premiere, get some content, just do that. And not only is Telluride, Colorado just the most beautiful place on earth, but I got to do so much networking, really take some pride in our company and how far we had come, take some pride in the Hell House series, and really talk to fans on the ground about it and actually be a fan myself. It was one of the most magical weekends I've ever been a part of because I got to hang out with Steven and I got to get to know him. I had only known him via email for so many years prior. And so I got to kind of know him as a director and just, it was a mixture of a lot of different things, the place, the people, and I just love that Hell House movie. I think it's my favorite one. So seeing it with an audience on opening night was just an experience I'll never forget.
Wow. I mean, seeing anything in a theater that you've had your hands on, and a part of, is just so much, like, it's so cool. Like, and even when I just see the short films that are from our festival that I didn't even make, I'm just like, oh, my babies, like they got to the final week, they got to be screened. Man, I couldn't even imagine being a part of, such an incredible franchise, and to be the one that is representing your company to like then see that on the big screen and like hear the whole entire place just erupt. I'm sure that the noise was probably just incredible, and you probably remember it.
Yeah. It was awesome.
Hearing people clap and applaud that film after it was done. Are you excited for like to kind of get that from your own film too? Like that you actually.
Yes, definitely. We saw it for the first time on the big screen a couple weeks ago at
Yeah.
Cinema Scares in Indiana. And admittedly, most of the crowd was my husband's family and our director's family.
Yeah.
It was part of a segment called Hoosier Horror
Mhm.
because our director's from Indiana,
Oh yeah.
and we have a few cast members from there as well. So that was really cool. But just hearing what people react to, I mean, I was physically ill the entire time because how are you not going to be?
You're like when it's over, you see the credits, like, oh, I hope they liked it.
Yeah, you're just kind of like, okay. My actually my brother-in-law, um my character I'm in the film as well, and my character um goes up against some pretty scary stuff, and at the end of the film, my brother-in-law who has Down syndrome was just like he was just like, "Oh, you are scary." I was just like, "I wasn't scary. I was going through scary things." Um,
Like it's not real, I promise.
no, he was so awesome, and just seeing family really take it on because they've been supportive since day one. Helped us with money. They helped us.
Yeah.
They just told us like we're here for you in whatever way we can be. We don't know anything about Hollywood. That's you guys, but let us know. Let us know how we can help.
It's so cool to see how, like, especially with the family, seeing you go from like going to school for musical theater at the time, but then obviously getting into acting and
Yeah.
like to see that whole full circle moment of like, wow, like, no, this is your film.
Yeah. Yeah. And just hearing about it for years.
Yeah.
And these are people that don't necessarily sit on Deadline and Variety and and see what's coming out years from now.
Yeah.
They're so just I think them being like finally we get to see
Good for you.
this project. Yeah.
Good for you. Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate
cannot
it.
wait to hear more about that and obviously your whole festival run and just to hear more about what you're doing. But for our guests that are listening or watching, can you shoot down the barrel real quick and just let people know where we can find you? Where can we find Terror Films? Where we can learn more about like obviously the films that you guys carry, the films that like or places that like Momitu that your films are on. But also a little bit more about spooky Sarah skeletons and like, where we can just find you as a person as well.
Yes. So I am pretty much spooky Sarah Skeletons, all one word, Sarah spelled with an H. On Instagram and TikTok is where I'm most active. And I do talk about terror films related things on my TikTok as well. I mostly talk horror and my filmmaking journey as just being a filmmaker, actress, writer, producer. And then terror films, we're pretty much terror films wherever you can find us. Every now and then there's a like an underscore. But you can also find anything you need to know about us on terrorfilms.net.
Perfect. And if you're on Momitu, or if you haven't downloaded Momitu, go do it. What are you waiting for? Well, you're probably listening to the podcast, so you can't do that. You're listening it. You can't do two things at once, right? But go download Momitu and check out in the horror section. There literally is a whole collection just built for terror films. So it's not like all the movies are mixed up and jumbled. It's literally all one section. You can find all things terror. So
Iconic.
it's iconic.
It's iconic.
Never had anything to say iconic about Momitu yet.
I
appreciate that.
frankly overuse the term. Sorry.
Keep it up. All right. Well, with that, we'll be right back.
Promoting your podcast isn't easy, which is why each episode we like to promote a different podcast that you can listen to in between our episodes. Today, we're shining the spotlight on a brand new show hosted by comedian Greg Berman called Comedy Inc. This is not your average comedy podcast. Greg takes his guests into the tattoo chair, literally, and interviews them while giving them tattoos. Yeah, you heard that right. Real tattoos, real laughs, and some seriously unfiltered conversations. Each episode blends comedy, creativity, and chaos in the best way possible. You'll get hilarious behind-the-scenes stories, deep moments you didn't see coming, and a fresh take on what it means to connect through art and humor. The first season of Comedy Inc. is out now on all major podcast platforms, including YouTube. So go check it out, subscribe, and show Greg some love. And if that's not enough Greg Berman for you, his first full-length stand-up special is streaming right now, exclusively on MoMeToo, the free streaming service where you can watch thousands of films, shows, and comedy specials at no cost. So grab your headphones, maybe a tattoo appointment, and dive into Comedy Inc. with Greg Berman. And with that, let's get back to the pod.
All right, we are back with Miss Sarah Clingenpeel. And Sarah, we play a fun little game called This or That. Would you like to play with us?
Yes,
It's
please.
20 questions, no wrong answers. It's a lot of fun.
Okay.
And this segment is brought to you by our friends over at Coastline Travel. So if you're needing a flight or a hotel, say to your next festival, or you need to rent a car, do whatever you need to do, go to coastlinetravel.com and they will take care of all of your travel needs.
Awesome.
Go to Coastline. All right, let's get into it. I'm going to throw these cards around. They don't throw really well. I know they're the old. Craig gives me crap. We had some really nice thick cards, and I'm still on this batch of thin cards. They don't fly that well. It is what it is.
Got to use what you got.
Got to use what you got. See? Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. 20 questions. First ones we ask everyone, and then the rest of them are just a random hodgepodge of things I just want to ask you, and some of them get a little more fun and personal. So
Okay.
let's see how they go. Tacos or pizza?
Tacos.
Tacos. Coffee or tea?
Coffee.
Coffee. You
Yeah.
cold or hot coffee?
Both.
Okay. I respect that.
Both at any time of the year.
Anytime, really.
Just depends. Just depends on what I'm feeling.
Could you do a hot coffee when it's like 100 degrees, though?
Probably not unless
That's
I'm
rough.
hanging out in the AC all day.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a cold coffee guy all
Yeah.
the time. Doesn't matter when. I'm just all the time cold. So,
Fair enough.
road trips or flights?
Road trips.
Yeah.
Yeah. I actually don't mind driving. Which is probably why I've lasted in LA so long.
That doesn't hurt because we're always in traffic.
Yep.
Sleep with socks on or socks off?
Socks off.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. My wife likes to sleep with socks on.
It just makes
I
you so
never get
hot.
it. Yeah.
I don't like being hot.
Doesn't get me. I don't know. I gotta sleep sock. And also, like, guys have like obviously hair on their feet, so this is a weird thing. But socks actually, I wake up in the morning with socks on. It just feels weird. I don't know why.
Fair enough.
You're welcome, Ken. Ken's laughing at that. Karaoke night or trivia night?
Ooh.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I'm going to say trivia night just because I
Ooh.
love random trivia, but I do love singing.
Yeah,
So that was hard.
I thought it was gonna go karaoke, especially with your musical background. But
I know.
Trivia nights are fun.
They're
I
so much
miss
fun.
the old school days of like I want to say it was like at least back in my hometown it was like Marie Callender's in the bar
Mm-hmm.
trivia. It didn't matter. You had to be 16 or older, I think, but it was just like a lot of fun. You partner with different teams and have prizes at the end of the night.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Yeah.
Good time.
Trivia
And
is
the
awesome.
mozzarella sticks. I remember the mozzarella sticks. They were delicious. See ghosts for a day or hear everyone's thoughts for a day.
See ghosts.
Keep it spooky.
Yeah. I don't want to hear people's thoughts ever. I feel like I feel like I can deal with the ghosts.
Yeah,
We have a good relationship.
for sure. Cosplay hero or cosplay villain.
Cosplay villain.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unless you gotta be around kids, you gotta ease it down a little bit.
I mean,
You can still be a villain, but you just gotta be a nice villain.
yeah.
Comic-Con or a film premiere.
Film premiere.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why. There's just something. Not everyone at Comic-Con is in the industry. Not that
true.
that is a bad thing, but it's just usually at a film premiere you can talk to like-minded people.
Yeah.
And Comic-Con you can talk to like-minded fans, but you just never know what you're going to run into. It's so big.
True, very true. Decorate for Halloween in August or wait till October.
August.
Earlier the better.
Yeah. I have a deal going with my husband that I am allowed to do it on the last day of August.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I like that.
It was
like
a little-
Labor Day weekend.
Yeah, it was a little earlier this year because this is a crazy time to say this, but I'm pregnant. So
Hey,
I was just like, I get to do it. He was like, okay, you can do whatever you want.
congratulations.
Thanks.
That's so
thanks.
awesome.
Yeah. But I was just like, I'm carrying your child. I get to put up Halloween when I want. And he was like, yep, that's
Yep, that's
Correct.
happening. Whatever you want, babe.
correct.
Yeah. No, I keep. I'm a big Christmas lights
Okay.
kind of
Yeah.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
And so I keep Christmas lights up until my birthday, which is Groundhog's Day.
Fair
And so
enough.
like we are always the last
Yeah.
house with Christmas lights on. I'm just like, hey, I like Christmas lights.
Why
They're
not?
pretty. I don't know. Just
Make it
enjoy them.
last.
I like driving up to the house and seeing all the icicles and everything.
Yeah. Make
we
it
get
last.
we get rid of the tree. We get all that stuff down, but the lights stay up.
Yeah.
So
Times are hard. Enjoy your Halloween. Enjoy your Christmas.
campy horror or art house horror?
Ooh. Art house.
Ooh, okay.
Yeah. I like weird.
Yeah.
Campy can be weird.
Campy
And
be
it's
weird.
can be very fun. But I think if I have to choose,
Campy. Or no, art house. I'm going campy. So
fair enough.
if your life were a horror film, are you the final girl or the first to die?
I'm the final girl.
Yeah.
I know probably everyone wants to say that, but I think I've been through some shit. I think I could handle most of what a horror film might throw at me. Depends.
Yeah.
Depends.
Yeah.
I
I mean, I
am-
know some clumsy people. So some people would just be like, I'm really clumsy. I know I'm going to be the one that
Yeah.
dies.
At the very least, I think because Final Girl has sort of changed, at the very least, if I die, I'm dying at the end.
Love
Yeah.
it. Ghost Pepper Challenge or Haunted House Sleepover?
Haunted house sleepover.
Yeah. Keep
I've-
it spooky.
Yeah,
Keep
I
it spooky.
feel like I've slept in some haunted places. I can do it again.
I like it. What is harder, marketing a slasher or marketing a horror comedy?
Ooh, you know what? I'm gonna say marketing a horror comedy, because sometimes that's where it ends.
Yeah.
Like with a slasher, I feel like you can get into even more subgenres, and you can kind of like it's just a little easier to find that audience. I feel like. Also, I feel like everyone on the internet is always looking for their next Jason, Michael, Freddy. Whereas a horror comedy, you can kind of go, it's a horror comedy. And unless there's another shtick there,
Yeah.
you sort of have to stop there.
Comedy's also tough.
Yeah.
That's why I bring that up, because comedy's tough to market sometimes because the jokes don't always hit.
Yeah.
But like a good slash does.
Yeah.
Like-
And I feel like people are a lot more forgiving of an indie slasher than an indie comedy.
Yep. Zombies or vampires?
Ooh, vampires. That's probably a New Orleans thing.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah.
Here's a fun one. Freddy. Well, this is actually our first 3-parter. It's like a these. It's not a this or a that. It's a these. But this, that, and another. This, that, and the other. There we go. Freddy or Jason or Michael?
Michael.
Michael.
Done.
That's just
Done. My guy.
my job is done. I can just not ask any more questions.
How are you going to walk that slow and still kill that many people?
True. I just, I felt like there'd be a little more depth there. Maybe it's like would have been like, oh, that's so hard. No, that was easy. Michael all day.
Michael all day.
Jump scares or slow burn tension?
Slow burn tension.
I figured-
I love a jump scare, but I feel like I feel like people are not as nice to the slow burners.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, I defend all day.
Yeah.
I'm very defensive of them.
I knew you were going to go slow burn as soon as you built up the tension.
Right.
To
I was
answer
building up the tension
I knew. That's what you were
slowly.
doing. I saw what you were doing.
Slowly.
Found footage or creature features? Yeah.
Creature features.
I'm a creature feature.
I think I love a monster.
Yeah.
I'm a big werewolf girly, and I love sharks.
Yeah.
I love shark movies.
Ooh, okay.
So yeah, monsters.
Yeah, I don't
Creature features.
I don't mess with sharks. Not my thing. Except for Jaws. I like Jaws. Hitchcock or Carpenter?
Carpenter.
Same. But again, 2 icons.
Yeah.
Iconic. Two
iconic.
iconic directors.
Icons.
Icons. More terrifying social media trolls or real life demons?
Social media trolls. Especially in the I love the horror community so much, but the amount of people in this community
Yeah.
that are just like, it's not even just the trolling, it's just the just blatant, like, this is dog shit. Like, okay, elaborate.
Elaborate, please. Yeah, I've mentioned him before, but Ian Van Gool.
Love him.
Love Ian Van Gool's content. He's very, very particular about making sure that everything is positive. And if it's something that he didn't like, he's always going to find the things that he feel like that certain people will like.
Yeah.
And I think that's where we got to get to is, not necessarily, you can have your opinion about something being like, that's not great, but like, tell us why. Elaborate.
Yeah.
Don't just be like mid and move on and just like, cool, just delete the comment because it's like you're not bringing anything to this conversation.
Yeah, we work a lot with creators. Sorry, I know this is the quick portion, but
No.
we work with a lot of creators, and I'll have creators come to me in an email and be like, hey, I kind of hated this. Like, I don't want to write a review about it. And I'm like, you don't have to.
Yeah.
Or you can and just be constructive.
Yeah.
Like, it's not everyone's going to love it. There are films I send out that I don't like. I'm not going to like everything we distribute, but I can usually, like on our page, I can usually find something that I can talk about that I loved about something. And we have one reviewer, he goes by Askewed Reviews, and he is constantly, every single film we put out, he puts a review out.
Yep.
And I would say they are overwhelmingly more negative than positive, but he's always giving his reasoning. He's never shitting on a film. He's always being very constructive. And so I think sometimes he'll come back and be like, I don't know why they keep sending me their films. I'm always like on the negative end of it. I'm like, because you're being constructive and I appreciate that. And I'm not paying you. So you don't have to say anything that.
I mean, at the end of the day, people got to realize these are filmmakers. These are people too.
Yeah.
These are people that have worked really, really hard to scrounge up a budget, to get together with a group of people to make a film and like put all the pieces together. It's not always gonna hit.
Mm-hmm.
And there's gonna be moments of just like, that could have been better. They could have, if they had more money, if they had more days, whatever it may be. And you just gotta be okay with like, something's not always gonna hit, but make sure you find the good things in life. Like good things in a movie. Find things that like, man, if this was really, really, really well written, this scene, and if they had done X, Y, and Z, it could have been maybe better.
Yeah.
Whatever it may be. But that's still finding a positive in the negative, right? Like,
yeah.
I feel like we need to do that more often than just being, negative about stuff. Because, again, these are people.
Yeah.
These are people that are putting a lot of time and effort into what they're doing and making, and sometimes years and years and years of saving and just to get something on the screen. So support.
I'm very, very active on Letterboxd.
Yes.
And I have a lot of filmmaker friends who will not rate things because they're like, I'm a filmmaker, they're a filmmaker, I'm not going to do that, which I totally respect. But for me, it like takes the fun out of Letterboxd. Like I want to rate things.
Yeah.
So I specifically have it written in my bio that ratings are completely based on personal enjoyment.
Correct.
And not on craft.
But that's what it is.
Yeah, exactly.
Your letterbox is like you literally being Siskel and Ebert.
Yeah.
Getting the chance to say, hey, this is what I felt about the film. And it always encourages you, just like a Yelp review, to like, obviously, hey, give us more than just like, I didn't like this film 1 out of 5. And it's like, cool. Mm-hmm. Like you brought that film's score down and gave them no criticism or critique that they could actually use for the next film and help make their next project better. Right. Yeah. So, I appreciate that we're on the same page about that. What's, no, we already did that. Didn't throw it away. Last one. And it kind of leads into what we're going to talk about next. Pet Sematary, 1989 or 2019?
1989.
Yeah, of course. Slam dunk. That was this or that. That was it. 20 questions. A lot of fun.
Great.
Yeah. Did you have fun?
I did.
Awesome. Well, with that, we will thank our friends at Coastline Travel and go visit them if you're trying to go anywhere in the world. And with that, we'll be right back.
Being a small business is hard, and that's why each episode we shout out a different small business that we think you'll enjoy. Today, we're shining the spotlight on Gruesome Brew, a family and veteran-owned coffee company that perfectly blends small batch roasting with a love for all things horror. They're known for their bold flavors, hauntingly good packaging, and creative coffee blends inspired by dark folklore, cosmic horror, and everything spooky that makes your morning brew just a little more thrilling. Each roast is handcrafted to wake you up and chill your spine in the best way possible. You can check them out at gruesomebrew.com. That's GRUESOME brew.com. And make sure to follow them on social media under @gruesomebrewcoffee to stay up to date on their latest blends, merch, and horror-themed drops. So if you're ready to start your day with a killer cup of coffee, literally and figuratively, support this awesome small business and grab a bag from Gruesome Brew. And with that, let's get back to the pod.
We're back with Miss Spooky Sarah Skeleton. Sarah Clingenpeel. Just love your names. They're the best.
The whole reason I have that handle is because I originally was like my initials SF Clingenpeel, and it was just rough. I was like, I gotta change this.
I said Clingenpeel. That's funny. Clingenpeel. I was just like, wait a second. I said that wrong.
Tomato.
Yeah. Clinging to something. All right. There's another dad joke. See, I need to stop it. We are here to talk about a film that you picked on Momitu. I asked you to go on the platform and say, pick a film. And of course, you had to pick one of yours.
Yeah.
And not just one of yours, but like the coolest doc that I've ever watched. So I am so happy that you did, but you chose, and I'm going to let you say it because it's a long title, but what are we reviewing today?
So today we're reviewing Unearthed and Untold, The Path to Pet Sematary. It is our only documentary under the Terror Films releasing banner.
Mm-hmm.
And our VP of Tech Operations, Brad Geisler, shout out, did some of the editing on it. And it's one of our oldest titles as well. We've had it since before I got there.
Yep.
And I was already a big Pet Sematary fan going into it. So I just was like so excited that we had it when I first came on board. And
Yeah, I mean, I already told you that I hate you for picking it because not only docs are very difficult to review, first and foremost, because you can't really do a spoiler-free review on a doc because the doc's about something. It's usually about something you already know. And obviously we know Pet Sematary. Mm-hmm. You made me watch it again. I had to watch the doc, but then I had to go back and watch Pet Sematary again because it's been so long, and I'm so happy that you did because it's a love-hate thing going on at this point because no, it's interesting, and you obviously just recently mentioned that you're pregnant, which is amazing, but I will say that it's been a long time since I've watched Pet Sematary.
probably before you had kids.
Well before, because I have a 3-year-old, so it's been a long time since I've watched Pet Sematary. To revisit it as a parent, wow, hits a little different.
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
But I want to say though, we're not going to do a Pet Sematary review here because we can't. That's going to take way too long. But I love this doc. But I want to give your first takes on it, just because you know the title much better than I do. Mm-hmm. What are kind of your first takes on the doc itself? I
was already a huge Pet Sematary fan when I first watched this. This wasn't something I watched just being a part of Terror. I loved it because I was able to. There were some things that I already knew about the making of the film, but there was so much that I didn't. And this doc is very special because it's got pretty much the entire cast, with the exception of Fred Gwynn, who had passed beforehand.
He passed in 93.
I don't know, but it's the whole main cast is a part of it.
Yeah.
And so it's just really cool because you're getting so many firsthand accounts of these big time Hollywood actors, but at the same time, you're also getting accounts from random people who just happen to live in Bangor, Maine, where they shot the film, and they were integral parts of the making of it because, as you find out in the film, he really wanted to film in Maine and bring that revenue to his home.
Yeah, and Paramount was not a fan of
Yeah.
them filming there because obviously it was much more expensive.
Yeah.
Maine is very difficult to get to,
Hmm.
especially certain times of the year. They filmed it in a nicer time of the year. It
Yeah.
wasn't freezing cold and snowy and icy and all that stuff. But it is still difficult to get there. It's not a place that's normally shot at, so there's no gear there. Like getting materials there to build sets and all those things are very difficult to do. But he had a vision.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they did it there.
Me
Because
too.
it paid homage to so many things. And also one of the things I really enjoyed about just like knowing that fact about like where it was shot and all that stuff is that you can go back there and visit it even to this day.
Hmm.
And there's a lot of fans that like come to like even like Midsummer Scream or whatever other events that are, just out here in LA. And they're like, oh, I can't wait to go to this house and this house and this house. And like, it's cool to like see everyone be like, I need to go in front of this one, even though I can't remember the name of the house, but the person that bought it now, it's all like blocked by bushes and everything.
Oh yeah, the Nightmare on Elm Street house. Yeah.
So, but it's cool to see that, right?
Yeah.
The fact that you could go all the way to Maine
Hmm.
and get to enjoy like just something that is so integral into the horror history.
Definitely.
Like now, it makes me want to go to Maine.
Yeah.
I have a cousin in Maine, so maybe I should go visit my cousin.
Yeah.
You got a little apple farm over there, so I should go check it out.
Yeah.
But I would now like revisiting this. It makes me want to go back and see those places.
Hmm.
It makes me want to go back and see like obviously Stephen King's house
Yeah.
and like see the bats and like touch one of the bats like on the wrought iron gates and hopefully go to the Pet Sematary itself and just it was just a cool breakdown of a film that, and I'm actually not surprised, but like kind of goes back to what we were talking about earlier is like marketing your film. There's some footage they have that is from back then, right? Like all it like stuff that has been just in the archives.
Hmm.
They didn't have social media
Yeah.
and they were still able to get all this footage. Like there's no excuse for a filmmaker today to not get the footage, right?
Right.
We have so much access. Like people could just set up their phones and leave it and just put your phone up, leave it all day, like a backup phone even,
Mhm.
and just leave it on just playing. Get
Mhm.
like an hour long piece of content of just like a scene being shot
Mhm.
from like a B-roll.
Yeah.
And just use it down the line.
Yeah.
If it happens to become a cult classic, whatever. So,
You never know.
but I wanted to ask a few questions at least, maybe that could maybe inspiration that you could maybe lean into, maybe stuff that you may know more about. But how did the filmmakers come up with like the idea? Like, because you obviously know the editor, but do you know the filmmakers as well, like that made this doc?
Sort of.
Okay.
They're wonderful guys.
Mhm.
Whenever we've had to work with, it's John Campopiano and Justin White. They're always really wonderful to work with. They actually, I don't think it's released yet, but they are working on or at least John is working on a Jaws.
Oh wow.
A Jaws documentary called The Farmer and the Shark. It's about something very specific to do with the making of Jaws. I haven't seen it yet, but I hear all about it, and it looks really, really good. And he also did an It documentary that had to do with the Tim Curry series. So I really want to see that one as well, especially because this one is so wonderfully done and was done before those two. So we typically just take finished films. I think what happened is that our editor went in and sort of cleaned it up a bit.
Oh, okay. That makes total sense.
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, very well edited. I mean, it's
Yeah.
like an hour and 40 minutes. I mean, it kept me engaged the whole entire time.
Yeah, it's
There
not
weren't any
short.
slow moments.
I agree.
And
I
there's
agree.
so much depth that they went into. What would you describe the feel of the doc, though? Like in your words?
This is going to sound silly, but it's so Stephen King.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like you can tell the filmmakers really understand Stephen King and his world.
Mm-hmm.
And especially, they clearly had to go to Maine to get a lot of these interviews, to, I'm sure, get a lot of this archived footage. You can tell that they really respect that the film was kept in Maine and that it's very much a product of, because it's not always the case. Stephen himself adapted the screenplay. So it's him adapting his own novel, and then bringing Mary Lambert on as the director. So he's such a huge part of it, in ways that he may not be as big a part of some of the Flanagan Stephen King adaptations or things like that. So you can just tell that the filmmakers are fans of Stephen King because it's got that dark feel to it, but yet there's also like a Stand By Me vibe up to it as well, where it's a lot about the youth of the town and, you know, how innocence can be lost so easily.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I got a big sense of community
Yes.
from this, like watching and just all the stories from all the people that are from the town, even to the kid who played young Judd.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who was like, you know, was pretty young at the time, but he was just a local kid that just liked to act. You know, obviously getting to hear all the stuff about Miko and all the younger kids that were part of it. But like then hearing like the lady who she's like, oh, I just saw there was an audition. I just happened to show up and they liked me and then did that. And but it was all like local people.
Yeah.
They were just like totally wanting to be a part of it. And even to get that beginning story from the woman who she's like, oh my gosh, like, Stephen King's writing a book about, and now like obviously making a movie about my Pet Sematary.
Yeah.
That was so cool to like really get that backstory. So it's not just like a story. It was just not just like something that some guy was sitting smoking weed one day and just like came up with a cool story and then it became a cult classic. Like, no, this is based on some real stuff.
Right. Right. And they go into Stephen doing his own research about the burial grounds and things like that, which not every author is thorough that way. And so that's another thing I love about this doc is that you're getting stories from everywhere from pre-production all the way through to the premiere and its reception. So, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. What are some lesser known facts that you learned, like just by watching the doc? Like lesser known facts about the making of the film that you really enjoyed?
I thought it was really crazy how they built the Creed house on one side of is a full functional house.
Yep.
And then the same people own the house on the other side of the street, but they fully rebuilt the facade of Judd Crandall's house so that they could burn it down at the end.
Isn't that crazy?
Which I thought was insane. And even like not to spoil Pet Sematary, but
I don't. At this point, we're not. That's not what we're here to do.
If you're watching it at the end, when Dale Midkiff is walking out of the burning building at the end with his wife's body, and they said that he got 2nd-degree burns because they had one chance to burn this facade down, and they couldn't hurt anyone, and they couldn't hurt the house behind the facade.
Yes.
And so just even the actor talking about how the pressure to perform was grave because if he messed it up, well, we don't have a facade to burn anymore.
Yeah.
So
one take shoots are very, very stressful. Yeah. And especially older days, like now we can just like CGI something.
Fix it in post.
Yeah. And just like, or even build it again, do it again.
Yeah.
Like there's just a little bit more, like maybe there's more funds. I don't know. But like, yeah, one take shoots are very, very stressful for everyone on board.
Yeah.
I mean, you're doing multiple double checks of everything to make sure everything, and then something always goes wrong.
Yeah.
Too.
Yeah.
How do you play off of that? So nowadays, especially, you can set up just like so many different cameras that even if something just doesn't, whatever, some one side you can use the other side's footage.
Exactly.
They even mentioned that even with like building the house like, of that one. They're like, oh, we need to redo this overnight. One of the facades of a house, and and then they're like, they did this whole thing overnight. They did all this work, and then they only used like one little tiny little frame of it, and they're just like, "You kidding me? We did all that work." So all those little things are cool. I one thing that stood out to me though was about Miko.
Yeah.
And how the studio really wanted to use twins, and most of most people don't know this when you see twins, like even with like a Big Daddy.
Yeah.
Right. You don't know they're twins until it comes out that they are. but like most of the time they use twins because you can shoot with one while the other one's napping,
Mm-hmm.
and then shoot with the other, and then you can, because there's child labor laws and making sure they can only shoot so many hours a day, and they have to do school and all that stuff. So it's like, I mean, he's obviously 3, but
Yeah.
they just saw so much talent in this 3-year-old,
Mm-hmm.
which is wild because like my son's 3.
Yeah.
I'm just like, that is nuts to see what this kid was able to do at 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty incredible. So like for them to stand firm on saying, no, this kid's special.
Yeah.
We're using this kid. We're not bringing in twins to, try to just make it work. Or
Right.
if we miss a day, we miss a day. We miss a scene, we miss a scene. That was so cool. It's very, very abnormal, especially at that age. It's always twins.
Yeah. And the other thing I really love about Miko specifically that they talk about in this doc, they're not, they clearly try their hardest to protect his innocence and to do it in a way that's not going to hurt him in any way, emotionally, physically, whatever. But they're also very honest about moments where another actor is giving a very convincing performance and Miko freaks out because he's 3 years old. He doesn't know that what's happening is not real. I'm sure they're doing their best to tell him it's not real, but there's only so much you can do with the 3-year-old. So I kind of like that they're not hiding that either. They're kind of like, we did the best we could. And then when these things happened, we took breaks and catered to him a little bit, which also, like, can't believe they loved this kid so much that they were going to do that for him. So.
Yeah. I was going to ask you what your favorite like interview was. It sounds like that may be one of your favorite interviews, but just about obviously with Miko and like obviously going after Judd and how he freaked out, but
because it comes specifically from I think it's Lance Anderson. Funny enough, Heather Langenkamp's father-in-law. That's another thing you learn in the doc.
I don't know if I picked up on that. So.
No, you're good. So Heather Langenkamp was like, she would come to set because her at the time boyfriend, now her husband, was helping his father in the makeup department.
Yes. Okay.
On set, and so that's why she's in the doc as well. But Lance Anderson, who was head of the makeup, was doing the makeup for Judd's neck. And just how kind of, he's like, it's a funny story in hindsight, but at the time it was very heartbreaking because Fred Gwynne is giving this incredible performance and it just terrified Miko. So I loved hearing that from the makeup artist's perspective of how he was like, we were so proud of what we did and Fred Gwynne's killing it. But that was probably one of my favorite interview moments.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. There were so many.
Yeah.
And this is like the one thing that brings to my mind is that we're talking a lot about a lot of different moments of this doc. There are so many more bits of information that we're not even touching on.
Doesn't even scratch the surface.
I mean, there's so much about Pet Sematary in this that, I mean, it's phenomenal. Even to like something I didn't know when I was, when the first time I watched it, I was a lot younger, was that Stephen King's in it.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't know what he looks like, but that's really cool because I'm not a big reader, so I didn't like see it. I didn't see it. I never read Pet Sematary.
Right.
I'm a big movie watcher, if I'm going to, if my this or that was book or a movie, like always the movie.
Always the movie.
Always the movie. I'm all visual. Like I've read a few books here and there. Like I do like some good books, like read all the Lord of the Rings stuff but like still I enjoy the movie way better than reading it.
Fair enough.
Maybe it's just my ADD or whatever. I don't know what's going on, but
I get it.
Can't sit forever. I usually get to a point where I'm reading a book and I'll just, I don't know what I read. I have to go back and read the whole page again. I'm just like, oh man, like I zoned out again.
I have to do that too.
Yeah.
I am an avid reader. That book or movie is probably the hardest this or that anyone could ever give me, to be honest.
I'll have to bring it back.
But yeah, Mr. Chance.
21 questions. We'll add one more. No, but so this film, this doc, obviously you can find it on Momitu. If something is, let's go to the first part. This person has never seen Pet Sematary. Okay, the person that we're giving as an example. Should they watch the doc first or the film first?
Ooh, watch the doc first. That's not normally what I would say, but I agree with what you said at the beginning of this, that it really makes you want to watch the movie.
It really did.
Yeah. It really
And
makes
I'd
you
already
want to watch
seen
it.
it. So
Yeah.
it's like, I was like, I hate you. I have no time to watch this, but I have to.
Because it just really gets into all of the themes while still being fun to watch.
Yeah.
And it's entertaining whether you've seen it or not, I think.
And who's going to really enjoy this doc?
Definitely horror fans, like classic horror fans. Because I think even if you're someone who loves horror classics and this is one that is maybe a blind spot for you, that it's going to give you a better picture of what movie making was like at that time. It's a female director, which was not as popular
Yep.
at that point in time.
She almost
And-
didn't get the job because of that.
Yeah, which is crazy.
The studio was kind of forcing someone else down
Yeah.
their throat. And they're like, no, she's the one.
Yeah, and she kills it. She does
100%.
such a great job. So it's just there are a lot of moving parts to this one that, in my opinion, make up a good horror classic. So I think that lovers of classic horror films, Halloween, Friday the 13th, any franchise, or Stephen King fans in particular,
Yeah.
because there's a lot about him in this.
True. I'll even take it a step further.
Mhm.
For someone that does not like Pet Sematary, because of the fact that it has to deal with child death, and like that is a very tough topic. There was a big movement of people that were like, no, like this is not something that can be promoted or made famous because of that.
Mhm.
I'll even say go watch the doc,
Yeah,
because I think it gives so much backstory and clarity
and
to
context.
like in context to why this was made.
Yeah.
And it's not just a story you watch and you're just like, because I will say, if I had just watched Pet Sematary for the first time
Mhm.
and then didn't even see the doc or anything and just watched it for the first time as a dad of a 3-year-old, I mean,
Yeah.
it's like literally in the heart of it. It hit me,
Mhm.
and I would have been like, I don't know if I could.
It's
wa-
hard.
I don't know if I could watch the rest of this. Like it was a tough watch
Yeah.
because it just puts in that personal moment. I will say though, if I watch the doc, I'm like, oh, like it just brings so much more clarity, so much more backstory that you're like, okay, I get why they did this.
Yeah.
I get why this story needed to be made. And even though it was a really hard, like they mentioned in the sleeve of the book, like where this is something that even scared Stephen King to write,
Mhm.
it needed to be made.
Yeah.
Because there's certain topics that we just don't talk about enough in life. And this is something that like sadly happens.
Mhm.
And we should talk about it more. And obviously he did a horror spin on it. So it's really kind of cool that,
Yeah.
you know,
And
but-
it's also the aspect of it that like a lot of people like to crap on other horror films because why would this person do this?
yeah.
Well, I think you can very easily get on Dale Midkiff's character's side, even though he's making decisions that are crazy,
Yep.
because he's just lost his 3-year-old to a very devastating accident that him and his other young child and his wife witnessed.
Yeah.
So just for instance, this is a Pet Sematary remake spoiler.
Yep.
But the big thing they changed in the remake is that the older child gets killed instead of the 3-year-old. And while I have no idea what their motivations were behind it, it's a little harder to believe.
Well, I think the reason why is because of all the people that, again, were against
Yeah.
the young child dying.
Yeah.
And it's such a tough
It is tough.
story to grab. Any age,
100%.
especially a 3-year-old.
Yeah.
And like everyone witnessing it and everything. So again, that's probably why that was changed. But
Yeah.
maybe, I don't
Yeah.
know.
But it's just
Maybe there needs to be a documentary about the remake. I don't know.
maybe. And I think the documentary talks a lot about that,
Yeah.
about motivations of characters and why they do the things they do.
Yeah. So if you haven't seen it, go check out Unearthed and Untold, the making or the path to Pet Sematary. It's a long one. Just type in Pet Sematary.
Just type in Unearthed and Untold.
Just type in the word Unearthed on Momi2.
Yeah.
Or just go to the Terror Films collection and you can find it right in there. But Sarah, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Not
Thank
just to
you.
share about your journey, have some fun with us, but also talk about a film that is just absolutely incredible. It's a great documentary. If you're not a fan of documentaries, you need to go check this out. And then go check out all the other amazing Terror Films movies on the platform that Sarah gets to market and represent. But thank you again. And I'm sure I'll see you on social media.
Yep. See you around. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. Thanks for spending your time with us today on the More For Me and You podcast. If you've made it to the end, we appreciate you. Now, go do us a quick favor. Please like, comment, and share this episode. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe so you never miss an episode.